Hey folks, Bill here from Survivalor. Thank you for joining me today. I have another video for you. First, I wanted to go over a couple things. So the channel's been growing pretty fast recently, and I wanted to clear a few things up. You're not going to see me covering things like urban survival kits, bug out bags, that kind of deal. There's plenty of people out there who do it. That's not what this channel's about. So you're not going to see things like Silcox keys, lockpick sets, wire cutters, that sort of thing in my survival kits. This channel focuses on wilderness survival, bushcraft, primitive camping, that kind of thing. So that's what you're going to see here. So with that in mind, keep that in mind when you're watching survival kit videos from me. I just wanted to go over that so people can know. I've had a big influx of new people, and I just wanted to put that out there. So thank you guys for all the new subscribers. But we'll get into this video today. I've been doing a lot of videos recently on subscriber and viewer requests, but I want to take the time out to do a video on something I've been working on. This is a pocket survival kit. I put this together, something I've been working on, trying to fine tune and get nailed down. So this kit is ideally for like 72 hours. It's going to help you get through a bad situation. You're going to see a lot of similarities in my EDC and other survival kits we've done, but this is something I'm going to put a PDF together, and it'll be available just on Instagram, how I have the kids survival sheet available. The PDF will be available in that same resources tab for download soon, so you can go through, get exactly what's in this kit, put it together for yourself, and have this exact thing you can put in your back pocket, cargo pocket, wherever it may be, and have on you, so you always have something to cover your essentials in a bad situation. So we'll get into it. The kit is housed in a 5x8 6mm Ziploc bag. I did that so everything was watertight. So everything in here, if you keep it in the bag, is going to stay dry. If it starts raining, you get dunked in water, whatever it may be, it's going to keep your whole kit dry. That's why we have it in here. We'll break into it, and if you end up needing to use the kit, you can use this to store tinder in, put all the other stuff in your pockets if you'd like, but it is designed to be kept in here and left in your pocket so it stays watertight. You can see that seals pretty well. It took a little bit of effort to get that out. I'm going to empty some stuff out here, and then we'll get into it. The first thing is this. It's a small film canister. I recently had someone ask if I do a video on a film canister survival kit. I've been looking at it, trying to plan it out. I don't know if I'm going to do one or not yet. It's still to be seen. It's hard to find stuff that's going to fit in here. But the uses I have found for these, I'll show you right here. Oh. Empty all those out. That wasn't my plan. What you can do is those film canisters hold 7 tinder quick tabs. So that'll give you the ability to start 7 separate fires, if not more, because you can cut these in half and double it up, so you'd have 14. But this, I keep them in here because that's a nice watertight container to keep dry tinder in. This can be taken out of the bag, thrown in your pocket, and you always have that tinder on you ready to go. So we have tinder here to start a fire. This is probably the most important thing. This is, you guys have seen it, the Victorinox Farmer X. We went with the Farmer X for a number of reasons. You've heard me talk about this before. Has the classic Victorinox blade, the outstanding saw, the punch/reamer, and the kicker that I take the Farmer X over the Farmer is it has these scissors. So the scissors give you the ability to do many more things. Hygiene, you need to cut something. Just having those scissors as the added tool, along with your screwdriver and bottle opener and can opener on here, for me is a huge plus. So I will always take the Farmer X over the standard Farmer. So we have our cutting tool that's going to let us craft things in a survival situation. Shelter, it'll help you with the saw, cut ridge poles, whatever it may be, set traps, cut firewood, a number of things. We have 20 foot of number 18 Bankline. So this primary use for this in this kit is shelter craft. So we want to be able to build shelter, something that's going to get us out of the weather. so that we can regulate our core temperature. Make no mistake about it, everything on survival and wilderness survival comes down to two things. And even then, it both come back to hydration and core temperature preservation. You want to maximize your ability to stay hydrated and keep your body temperature from rising or falling. So we want to be able to get out of the elements and preserve those two things. Next up, magnesium pencil sharpener. You can shave this off with your knife to help start a fire, and you can use the actual pencil sharpener here to put dry twigs in, twist it, and make some fine shavings to start a fire with. Going farther into the kit, SOL XL heat sheets. I don't think they're called heat sheets anymore. They're just SOL XL emergency blankets. Always have one of these. This is going to be your shelter and your core temperature regulation piece. So this is going to let you get out of the weather. You can make it into a poncho, a shelter, whatever it may be, but we have that in there. Next up, emptying the bag, and you can hear this is a very thick, heavy bag. So this is going to be very puncture resistant, pretty durable, and it's going to allow you to do a number of things with it, whether it's collecting tinder, holding some water in here, whatever it may be. So the tin, you guys have seen Altoids tins. This one's a little different. It's a little bigger. This is about 5 by 3, and it's about 3/4 of an inch thick. So this is larger than an Altoids tin. I think this, for me, is as small as I would go with a survival tin. So we'll bust into this. On the outside, you can see I have 2 rubber bands. People call them Ranger bands, or just cut up inner tube from a bicycle to help keep the kit closed. Peel those off. In a pinch, you can use these with a lighter, and they are good fire starters. On the bottom, we just have a number of strips of Gorilla Tape. You can use those as improvised bandages, repair gear, whatever it may be, fire extenders. There's a number of uses for those. So we'll bust into the kit. First thing on top, we have a number of medications. We have Imodium, dual action pain reliever, and antihistamines. So you twist an ankle, you get diarrhea, have an allergic reaction. Those are those 3 things are going to be able to cover a lot of bases with illnesses in the woods. Especially the Imodium. Remember, hydration is key. So having the runs, diarrhea, it's going to dehydrate you. We have a full course of Imodium in there for a 24-hour run, so we have that in there to help you stay hydrated. Next up is a small fishing kit. There are 4 hooks in here, 6 small flies, 2 weights, and 25 foot of 10-pound fishing line. This is probably the least needed piece of this kit. You don't have to feed yourself over 3 days. Yes, it will be nice to. You don't have to, but this gives you the option if you have water around you, if you have fish in streams, whatever it may be. Gives you the ability to go fishing if need be. So next up, photon light. Guys, you've seen this. This is the standard for survival kits. These photon lights are worth their weight. They're tiny, they run for a long time, and they're just handy to have a light in your survival kit. That way you can see it at dark, whether you're trying to put a shelter together, make a fire. It's not going to be easy with this, but you can get it done with a photon light. Next up, candle. I can get beeswax candles. I'm having trouble finding a beeswax candle that fits perfectly into these tins like these ones do. So that's why we run these. This will let you use in tandem with your emergency blanket. You can create a microclimate with this, wrap it around you. This gets set in the dirt, light it, close your emergency blanket around you, and you'll be surprised the heat that this will generate inside that microclimate. Remember, core temperature regulation is everything in survival. Next up, we have in the kit just 2 extra tinder quicks. So we have 2 more man-made tinders to start a fire. Small mini Bic. We want a lighter. We have a ferro rod in here, but the lighter is going to be an emergency situation. This is guaranteed fire, especially with those tinder quicks. You fluff up the end, just hit it. That's going to stay lit and it's going to burn for a while. So even some wet tinder is going to catch because that's going to burn long enough to dry it out. So having a Bic lighter, worth its weight in gold in those survival kits, guys. And just seeing this, just a small amount of snare wire. This can be used for a number of things: gear repair, clothing repair, snaring food, building shelter, a number of things. It takes up a little space and gives you a lot of opportunities to use in a situation like that. So, small button compass. Knowing which way you're traveling, if you're going to make an attempt to get out of where you're at, is huge. So having the ability to get your general direction with a button compass is going to be a big plus. It's not going to leave you wondering whether you're what distance you're, or what direction you're traveling. So you'll have an idea of which way you're going with this. In the kit, another 20 foot of number 18 Bankline, so that doubles your ability to make shelter, craft some snares, whatever it may be. This is going to give you, you can take this. It's enough to build a Roycroft pack frame. It's going to be a little tough without straps. That's why it's not ideal, but you could do it with this in a pinch. We got our Ferro rod, just a small bayite. It's the brand I usually go with. They tend to throw really good sparks. It's just a small, about 1.5 inch long Ferro rod with a lanyard. Use the lanyard because you wrap it around your fingers and it makes it easier to hold. You don't have to have as much grip on the bar itself. So, last few things in the kit: 1 liter Whirlpack water bag. You guys have seen these, either stand-up bags. It's going to let you use this in tandem with the aqua tabs that are still in the kit to purify 10 liters of water. So ideally, that's 3 liters per day. That's why this is a 72-hour kit. In a pinch, yes, you could stretch this out into 5 days at 2 liters a day. Is that ideal? No, but it is doable. And even if things are real bad, you could go 1 liter a day. It's not going to be fun towards the end, but you could do it. So we have our Whirlpack bag in here. Next up, small whistle. We want a signaling device of some sort in every kit. This one we went with a whistle. So you guys have heard this. 3 blasts, SOS, wait 5 minutes, 3 again. So you guys have seen we carry a whistle. That way if you're hurt, people are out looking for you, being able to use the whistle and signal for help is a huge piece of a survival kit. 2 nails. You can use this for a number of things. Improvised fish gigs, shelter building, the ability to take this, pound them into wood with a rock and make kind of a weaving loom. A number of things you can do with the 2 nails. And we've got 4 safety pins, gear repair, improvised fish hooks, and a number of things you can do with these. So we have some safety pins in here. We have, this is a 4 foot by 18 inch piece of aluminum foil. This is heavy duty. It's kind of heavier, a little thicker than your normal like Reynolds wrap. So we have this in here. You can make an improvised metal dish out of this to boil water if you would want. Use this in tandem with, making a fire. You can cook with this, make a windbreak, just a number of different uses for aluminum foil in a survival kit. So good item to have. Here we have our 10 aqua tabs in tandem with the Whirlpack bag. That's going to give you the ability to make 10 liters of water safe to drink. So we have that. Last couple things, just a few different assorted bandages. Those are all waterproof. The Next Care, that's usually what I go with because they tend to stick well even in wet conditions. You've seen this Fresnel lens, every kit, guys. This is Forever Fire. You can see right now it just got sunny. Take it out. I don't want to catch my blanket on fire, but I don't know if you can see that. Having a Forever Fire starter is a huge piece of a survival kit. That's why we have the Fresnel lens in there, and it's a magnifying lens. If you need to see to dig out a splinter or something, you have that. Here we have a heavy duty needle. This can be used in to dig out slivers. You can magnetize this with your with a number of different things. Video we have coming up, you can magnetize this with your phone to build an improvised compass. So you'd be surprised what you can magnetize a needle with to make an improvised compass. So we'll cover that in a future video. We have a heavy duty needle. That's the last piece moving around in the case. Here we have 3 more strips of duct tape, and we also have a curved repair needle with thread wrapped around it. So that's going to let you repair your gear, your clothing. Your clothing is your #1 source of cover, so you want to make sure that stays intact and well kept condition at all times. So with that, I think that is my grab and go pocket survival kit. I will put a list up of all the items in here in a PDF on Instagram. I'll make a post on that in the community tab when I get that done. And of course, there will be a list of the contents down in the video description. So thank you guys. Thank you for helping me grow the channel. Enjoying all the conversations, lots of good recommendations, got ideas for some more videos already. And those will be coming up in the near future. Wanted to get this one out to you today and to say thank you. Past 3,000 subscribers, I think we're already at 3,200. So thank you again, guys and gals. I appreciate everybody here. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot to me. And it feels good to be back out doing this again. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.